raise the sails again, watching for the whales again, and never have to say, I wish that I had done the things that I can't do when I'm too old to play.
From our previous anchorage at Pell Island, we headed down to the village of Isle Haute, anchoring just past the most narrow part of the Isle Haute thoroughfare. Visiting first the island's one and only store. Found some treasure. Followed by the very diminutive post office. I've seen smaller, but not that many. See you maybe tomorrow, Isle Haute thoroughfare. I want no part of whatever these guys are marking. We continued south along the coast. Well, we are barely moving here, Muriel, but I really wanted to ghost into this little place and just hear the... Oh, you turn that on? The depth alarm. I just wanted to hear all the sounds, just the water on the rocks and so on.
Seal Trap Cove was our target, and we anchored at that 8-foot mark on the chart. We had entered at high tide and took a row around to check out the beautiful secluded cove.
Next, I went ashore to find a perch to photograph the Perseids from, one I could find again in the dark. You can see the tide is now dropping. All these rocks with no gray on top are completely hidden at high tide. What the newfies would call sunkers.
Okay. Clarified butter.
And Muriel's making me wear a lobster bib. And she got me.
That's right, your birthday present. One of your birthday presents.
I feel quite silly, but I will wear it for you. Since there's nobody else here but seagulls. Look at that little entrance. That's a little weedy entrance when the tide goes out.
I want to thank those lobster fishermen for stopping and selling us a couple of lobsters. The first guy we stopped.
That's right.
First two were too busy. The lobster industry is not what it was just last year. Everything is quite expensive, quite a lot more expensive.
Oh, their flats of bait have almost tripled apparently.
Yeah.
So.
And it's hard to. They said one lobsterman said it was hard to get workers to help him.
Yeah. So if you see
do it himself.
Lobsters are expensive, don't blame them.
Yeah.
Not their fault. We waited for darkness to see the Perseids, but by 10:30 or so there were none. So we went to sleep.
But in the middle of the night, we were awoken by 2 owls singing to each other from either side of the cove. Wow, look at that sky. Brian went to his spot and took some photos.
The next day I rode ashore to see the cove from above at low tide and to hike about and explore a bit. These are all raspberries, not blackberries. So I'm going to collect a few in the old hat and bring them back to Muriel. Oh, and here comes the fog, just as we're thinking of leaving. It's a little patchy in here, but I'm going to guess it's thick as thieves out there. Yeah, cue the manual windlass once again. That will be me. Alright. Goodbye, little Trail Point Cove or Moore's Cove, or there's no name on the chart for this. And I like it.
Cove with many rocks.
Cove with many rocks. What's the Indian name for that? Actually, did you know Penobscot Bay means river with rocks over there?
Oh, really?
It's the Indian word for river with rocks over there.
We headed for an uninhabited island owned by the Nature Conservancy called Brimstone.
It's another one of those places that I always wanted to see but never quite got to. We wanted to stay overnight, but the weather had other ideas. Yeah, Brimstone. It's been on my wish list for a while. Coming out here, this wild outpost. It's way off of Vinyl Haven on the southwest corner. Southeast corner, excuse me. I think we are here. Oh, yeah.
I think it's just us and the birds here.
Love it. This is my kind of anchorage. Wild and woolly and nobody. And this should be like a little double beach here, a crescent on each side.
You can see the double beach down below. You can also see that having motored all the way here, the wind is just now getting up.
Have a guitar, we'll travel.
That's right. It's usually on my back, though.
You'll just go anywhere for the perfect setting, won't you? The wind is getting stronger and worse. It's veering to the north, making the island a lee shore for Avocet.
When the fog descended during the filming of The Gathering, we decided it was time to go.
I thought about anchoring in the lee of Brimstone, but there were just too many hazards. So we headed for Green's Island and a serviceable anchorage on the south side. The next day we headed out again. Well, we've got only a short way to go, and we're half of it into the wind, so we're not going to get to sail much, so I'm going to take what I can get. Just because. It's a sailboat, damn it. Put the sails up. I say that all the time. I see boats motoring around in a perfectly lovely breeze. Just motoring along. Put the sails up! This time we traveled past Hurricane Island and the Outward Bound School to one of the most beautiful anchorages in Penobscot Bay at the center of the White Island Group. We wasted no time and rowed ashore to run around on the granite ledges. Take the high road, I'll take the low road. It's pretty chewy this way.
It's not exactly a casual stroll this way either.
Uriel had to cool off after that. I can imagine. Oh, lordy. And that's cold water.
So this dinghy tied up next to Where's Andy is called Hey Bub.
And wouldn't you know it, it's owned by a guy named Andy. Gonna have a curried chicken. Got a coconut cocktail. What a beautiful day. But let's go back to Brimstone where Muriel played her original tune, The Gathering. Wow,
Yeah.
nice. That was great.
Looks like there's gathering clouds here, even more.
Let me spin it a little bit. Yeah, they're calling for thunderstorms.